gotta hit it, be jealous, get out the way. In their minds. In their minds. Swear with me, boy. Don't go crying. In their minds. Come on, at me, boy. There's a fight. In their minds.
Bringing you the midweek Philippines Football League action right here as we come to you from the historic Rizal Memorial Stadium. We're glad to have you with us. This is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Belay Fernando. It is Kaya FC-Iloilo squaring off with Tuloy FC. Match number 2 of the day on this Wednesday. So much at hand for Kaya. We're going to get in later on. But Belay, what do you have to say about this upcoming fixture?
Yeah, it's really exciting to see like a top contender always playing in the AFC competitions, a team like Kaya, and one of, not really a newcomer in the Philippine football scene, but a newcomer in professional football. Tuloy FC, very exciting to watch. Youngsters who have a very unique style of play. Excited to see this match today.
Exciting to see this match again. It's 2 Japanese coaches going at it actually, and they are actually good friends, come to think of it, but they did not talk today just to maintain that professionalism. But we take a look at our league table right here. Kaya FC Iloilo are in 4th, but they do have matches on hand, and so far looking good here for them. Tuloy FC, in contrast, in 11th place.
Yeah, you know, Kaya, to maintain their dominance, they have to ensure a victory today, 3 points in the bank. But Tuloy FC, however, are looking to stay in the top 10 of this competition. So a lot to play for here today, Claro.
A lot to play for indeed. Again, it's for Tuloy FC, they want to make that magic 10 and be retained here in the top tier of the Philippines Football League. But for Kaya, they are chasing again that AFC Champions League 2 spot. Because again, they did clinch a qualifying playoff spot as a result of winning the previous Copa Paulino Alcantara, but they simply want more, as we checked actually with GM Paul Tolentino. But let's take a look at our 2 teams. Furthermore, when we look at Kaya FC, what is interesting is their last game was May 8th, and it's May 29 right now. 3-week break.
And on top of that, this was postponed on Sunday, supposedly played on Sunday. And of course, we tackled it earlier that your schedule gets disrupted when there's things like that. But of course, being a team that's top caliber, has been in this position many times, they have to adjust, and we will see just how well they adjust today.
Kaya have only dropped points this season thanks to a draw. Still no losses when we look at it. And they are on a roll. But then again, they cannot afford to drop points at all. Kahit draw yan, they need that win, of course. That's the name of the game when we refer to top teams chasing the title, because it's only a single round robin, as we'll carry over to Tuloy FC. It's a totally different story here for them again. Young boys, and they've been very inconsistent. But the good thing is, maganda yung performance nila on the pitch.
I think a lot to build on para sa Tuloy FC dito. Nakita mo naman, nagsimula sila maglaro together since they were very young, and they consistently train daily, no? Because they have their own facility, as we all know. And despite the inconsistencies, they have a lot that they are building on.
Some inconsistencies, but my oh my, when we look at it, some great character building in their loss against Manila Digger, down 2-0, but they lost 3-2 eventually. They did indeed fight back in that last game, where the likes of Justin Lopanco and Siron Saut were standouts, in fact, and they had to contain behind Brian Villanueva, Salifu Big Boy Jata, who's 6'3.5". Against Tuloy players, we're about a head and a half shorter than him. So that was quite a challenge. But here, this time around, rather than a physical challenge, they will be squaring off with a top-ranked team in Asia, as we will turn it over to Nina Alvia pitch side to give us a report.
Belay and Clara, the postponement of the matches from Sunday to today may have negatively impacted some teams, but Tuloy FC is not one of them, according to Coach Taki. He said that they were sad last weekend that they were unable to play. However, they're ready either way. He just wants them to show hunger and fight, and especially today because they're going up against Kaya FC, whom they have so much respect for, and like everyone, considers them one of the top teams in the country. On the other side of the pitch, we have Kaya FC, who is also as excited to play today play, but their Coach Yu, is a little bit worried because they have not played a game in 3 weeks. So his request is for them to stay aggressive and that in the first 10 minutes they cannot start slow. He just wants them to stay 100% until the final whistle. Both teams, of course, are hoping that the weather stays dry and that it won't rain, so they're always ready to adjust to give everyone an exciting midweek match. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Nino, for that report. There you go. Some interesting things given that Kaya are not, or to add to us mentioning that they are playing their first game after 3 weeks, as we will turn it over pitch side to our stadium announcer to cue our walk-in.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let us welcome the teams of Kaya FC-Iloilo and Tuloy FC.
This is it. Teams wrapping up their pre-match photos, and we have our respective captains and our referees. Si Michael Barajas ay ating referee ngayon at ang kanyang assistants ay sila Brian Buergo at Aldos Mirafuentes. Si Mick John Pineda ay ang fourth official. Si Ray Ritaga ay ang referee assessor at si Karin Ann Kaliway ay ang ating match commissioner. And we do see our team captains again. We've got Odi Menzi, a veteran and long-timer of the squad, and the youthful Naughty Nunez, youthful just like the entire squad of Tuloy, but brewing with international experience from the senior level, also to add to his youth days. As our referees will proceed to their respective spots and final inspections. And here's our starting 11. Harvey Gayoso, a national team player, still with Kaya. No Mark Swainston. He was released earlier. They did have the option of doing that. A 4-3-3, Belay, what do you have to say here?
Yeah, they have to really capitalize on their strengths up top, and this is a well-disciplined, well-oiled machine of a team, especially here in the Philippines Football League. We're looking forward to Lopez Mendy, Gayoso as usual. Yeah.
And here this time around for Tuloy FC in a more basic 4-4-2 that they've somewhat played, of course, to their advantage already. Levi Sohor and John Halike up front, two dangerous strikers. And what do you have to say about the squad here?
We have to take a look at Tuloy being realistic and being more defensive-minded here. Wouldn't be surprised with either Nunez or Saut sitting back as a 6 there, being more keeping the attackers at bay in front of their back line.
There you go. Kaya wrapping up their huddle as Levi Sohor in the center will kick off this match. There's Michael Antilo Jr. getting himself locked into this one. Of course, in his, on the other end as a goalkeeper is Walid Biru. Such an experienced man. As this match was kicked off already, Kaya are in their black, yellow, and white uniforms. Tuloy FC, as they just cleared this one off, are in their blue uniforms with some yellow. As he said, Belay, with that clearance, That's the intent of Tuloy initially. But they'll try to pounce on the counter.
Yeah, that's really going to be where they're looking at to really try to score a goal here today. Take one from Kaya rather, is to counter and quick transition play.
It's with Komaki on the right wing. Not some actually, that's an understatement. A great amount of Japanese influence for both teams. It is Coach Yu Hoshide for Kaya, who's been in the Philippines for some time already. And there is Coach Taketomo Suzuki for Tuloy. Two friends also, Japanese nationals or coaches living in the Philippines.
Yes, not a bad style to follow or to have as the Japanese style. As we all know, very dominant sila sa Asian football, and hindi naman rin katangkaran ang ano ng Japan, di ba? Parang kayang-kaya i-match ang style ng Philippine football.
Oh, that sounds great to hear. And you said Japan with their strength, right? Also a very high-ranked country, whether it be in men's or women's international football. Well, here's a chance that Gayoso still managed to keep to himself. Gets this one back. Or it was Marwin. Meliza. Out wide. Dito daw kay Komaki. The low cross and denied. And that's the first corner. As a result, Kaya pressing on. And that's he's going to be another busy man. Brian Villanueva.
So we take a look at Komaki, very active early on, finding a cross. But Villanueva, beautiful tackle to protect Antilio from even having to touch that ball.
The goalkeepers will definitely love those. And when they see their back line hustling hard. As here comes Jan Meliza. Speaking of Jan Meliza and FEU star, we do have Sherwin Basindanan and Martini Ray on the bench for Kaya. As this was headed on by Villanueva. Marwin was trying to work through the traffic, but it's stuck in the middle. This went Kaya's way, Arboleda. But unfortunately, Komaki couldn't get it. Arboleda sending his apologies. Let's see how Kaya will fare now here, playing defense. Somewhat an unforced error right there.
Yes, they played it too early, too excited. Pero okay lang, they have to just go back into formation and keep their block in place.
And heading into this game, I got to speak to Kaya General Manager Paul Tolentino. And of course, he said that they cannot afford to be switched off against Kaya. Because if you are not switched on, Tuloy FC will make you pay. So Kaya, of course, they said have to get going.
Yeah.
As we've said also and you've said in the game.
Of course, medyo mahirap rin na being a bit rusty after not playing for a few weeks actually. So they really have to stay focused here as we take a look at that hard foul on Park.
There's Park, their central midfielder. It's Yi Yung Park to be precise. But here comes Halike. He played their last game at center mid. Alongside him again is Levi Sahor, donning the number 20 jersey. Sits with Audi Menzi, their captain for this match. Park, could he get it? But Naughty Nunez gets it. Let's see how he'll fare in the midfield, and just got bulldozed by Robert Lopez Mendy. Robert Lopez Mendy, a striker, and he'd impose fear from the get-go. When you hear his name pa lang, natatakot na yung mga defenders, di ba?
Yes, goal score definitely. Pero alam mo, ang gusto ko dito is they're moving the ball really quick. Once there's a foul, they play it right away. Quick play, both teams. So you can really see the influence there. Meaning yung pace ng laro is maintained na mabilis talaga siya.
No stoppages here and there from the looks of it, or might be a little less than what we see. Our friends and enthusiasts, of course, online have been referring to Tuloy as the quick play kings, actually. Antilo, Sending it through the middle, though. That's picked up in the middle. They tried to thread the needle to Robert Lopez Mendy, but it's to no avail.
Minsan, kailangan rin yung quick play kings, kailangan, mayroon rin isang times na din-direct play nila. It's just with experience, you get to learn when to pace the ball and where to direct it.
Of course, that comes with time on the training ground, also years of experience playing competitive games. And when we define competitive games, it's having a referee, of course. Hindi lang yung tune-up game or friendly.
Tsaka iba yung mga kalaban mo, the likes of Kaya FC.
Definitely. Top flight football here in the Philippines. But mind you, we're only about 6 minutes in, as it is with Nunez, kay Halike, Tuloy. Rather than just clearing the ball in the last spell, they were trying to build up from the back as they switched it over now. But Saud got beaten. And that's Cyril Saud, to be precise. He gets them a corner kick. No quick play here. Interesting. Or does this still count?
There you go. That's when the moment when you have to take advantage, it's still somewhat a quick play.
They send it. They're trying to go for Sahor. The clearance from Arboleda. It was taken, though, by Harin de Gracia. And we say it again, Harin de Gracia, one of those players would give them angas, given all of his experience. It was swung over by Sidon Saud. We saw a man get dispossessed in Gian Capistrano, their right back. And it's still with Gayoso. Keeper off his line, Gayoso! And it's good for the opener, Harvey Gayoso. There is a reason why he's a top scorer in the league. That is number 11 for him in this campaign. And further justifying his call-up to the national team. And you could say it's an expected start from Kaya FC, but Tuloy did make them sweat in this short spell.
Yes, Tuloy looks stunned a bit there as Gayoso just breezes past the defender quite easily. De Gracia there just beating him. And Antilo, late to come out, couldn't decide if he was going to go all the way, knowing that all his defenders were already beaten. And that is why he gave all the space in the world for Harvey Gayoso to find that goal in the 8th minute.
Harvey Gayoso again picking up number 11 of the season as they throw it over to Robert Lopez Mendy. Lopez Mendy with 2 to his name. Will he make it 3? Michael Antilo Jr. says no.
It's gonna be a long day for Antilio today.
I was going to ask you about that, actually. Robert Lopez Mendy doesn't seem happy with that.
Yeah, with these chances early on and a goal early on, Coach Take must be looking at how to adjust his backline and his defensive block to prevent more of these chances.
And nonetheless, what Coach Taki did say in bouncing off our report from Nina, Tuloy FC sure respect Kaya, their coach, their players, their management, you name them. This is a great challenge because they do want to play or establish their play style against a top team like them. If they can do that, that's going to be a massive message or achievement. As the header, it looks like it was no good. It only hit the side netting. And last but not the least, as we take a look at Gayoso's goal again.
Such a cool, composed finish from Harvey Gayoso, like he's done it before many times.
Easy work if you're Harvey Gayoso. And of course, when you tease Harvey about that, he just shrugs it off. But the reason why Harvey Gayoso makes it look easy is because he's been putting in the work, as we know.
Yes, he's definitely been putting in the work since his collegiate days and moving on to his professional and national team stints. Harvey definitely has been putting the work in and improving through the years.
And mind you, as we know, Harvey Gayoso is the son of a former professional basketball player in JV, Gayoso. Combinations now working for Kaya. Robert Lopez Mendy will try to bulldoze his way through. Dribbled past. But great heroics from Harin De Gracia. De Gracia is away from his usual right back position and is playing at the center. And the corner again has been a great number for Kaya FC. And when someone is playing against Tuloy FC, with all due respect to Tuloy, of course, given that they're a young team, their opponents do have that advantage in height. As this was sent to the back post. Will they clear this one? Still no good for Tuloy, but Kaya piling up and piling up the pressure. Corner after corner. And it will be Komaki this time around. 11 minutes into this one already. Tuloy again have been inconsistent as of late as they whip this one in. They went for the back post, but Park. A bit of a shove there from Sahor.
Yes, you have really good coverage from Tuloy there. They're going man to man when Kaya takes the corner. And just Sahor really going after Young. And he wins a foul for Kaya.
Corner after corner or cross after cross. Kaya been bombarding Tuloy FC. And then again, Iloilo are coming off their trip back home, we could say.
It was a great read by Antilo there to find Capistrano.
Yes, Capistrano, the right back, was Brian Villanueva, one of their tallest players on the pitch, but this was taken, and it's good. What a shot from distance from Kaya. It looks like it's Komaki. Great control, great technique. Not too much power from the looks of it. I think we've seen power from different shots, but he opted to take that route, and it worked.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when you're such an experienced player and you look up and the keeper is off his line and you know he does not have that height, look at that great one-touch volley. There was not, it actually looks like it tapped, it hit his hand.
Yes.
But there was just nothing that could be done, making it 2-0 for Kaya FC, courtesy of Komaki in the 13th minute.
And like what you said, Belay, a long day for Michael Antilo Jr. and perhaps for the entire Tuloy FC. But just being here and competing already just shows that Tuloy, first, is they have that high level of play, right? We can't just pluck out people and play in a tournament like this. These guys are a competitive team. They get into reps every day. As you said, they do have that beautiful turf pitch in Tuloy sa Don Bosco. I've got to see it a number of times already. Great facility.
Yeah, and you know, Tuloy is one of those teams that can be really endearing to viewers, to fans. They're really the type of teams that fans really cheer on.
There you go. As we will turn it over pitch side to Nina Alvia to give us a report.
They have to challenge themselves to be able to challenge their opponents. Ito ang sinabi ni Coach Taki tungkol sa kanyang team, Tuloy FC. Though the boys of Tuloy may be brimming with excitement to go up against a team like Kaya, they were reminded to keep their focus throughout the whole match. Coach Taki said no specific adjustments mentally and physically were required for them for this match because they already know how Kaya plays. So for today, they just have to be extra organized. Coach Taki does see their improvements at every game with the squad, but he's most proud of how well they gel and their great chemistry. Let's see if the Tuloy boys' fight and hunger can help them catch up to Kaya for tonight. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Nina. And speaking of Tuloy, their last game, actually, when we bounce off that, they did perform well again, down 2-0 versus Digger. They clawed their way back, but lost 3-2. They started slow. So it looks like Kaya is exploiting that. right now as we speak. As this header came or rattled around off a Kaya man again. When they were just swarming the area of Antilo Jr. like flies there. Numbers favoring them. But they'll try to play short again. Playing their style is the name of the game here for the Tuloy boys. De Gracia getting forward. So we see their fullbacks filling in for him. South got it over wide to Diaz. Diaz playing narrow. Nunez trying to orchestrate traffic now. The long ball. Great intention, but some fine-tuning needed for Tuloy as Cyril Saut was the man making that run. We did see Walid Biru applauding the effort from his defense, and he is searching for another clean sheet to add to his name.
Yes, of course, Kaya is expecting to keep that clean sheet, but taking a look at Nunez, he would be the man, the playmaker that you'll expect to find his teammates up on top to create those chances for him.
And with what Nunez did say when I spoke to him in one of their previous games, with his national team experience 2 years back, he wants to be able to just race everyone up. Since playing with the likes of Stefan Schrock got him to raise his game, yan ang gagawin daw niya with the Tuloy FC players or his teammates.
Yeah, that's a great outlook. Yun yung gusto mong makita from these youngsters, especially this game now. You look at Tuloy improving on this after playing a team like Kaya. So hopefully tuloy-tuloy lang yung improvement nila. But yeah.
They'll make sure na tuloy-tuloy ang improvement ng Tuloy FC. There you go. Sorry, I couldn't help but say that. And does that count as a tongue twister? But with Kaya, again, as we said, going home to play 2 games. One was versus Cebu, a close-fought win. The other one, a statement win over Philippine Air Force. They were glad to be home, and 6 points was the best result, and he's definitely happy they got it. Paul Tolentino, their GM, said. And they're looking forward to going back to Iloilo once more in June. And mind you, June's only about 3 days away. So for sure, Iloilo fans cannot wait.
It's so good with the teams like Kaya and Dynamic Herb Cebu. They're able to bring PFL matches to different cities and provinces. So it's really good that fans from other parts of the Philippines are able to watch live action of the PFL.
You just love the passion when you're in the Visayas region. You could feel it. It's a lot different.
For sure.
Gayoso, but it was off target already from the get-go. Kaya again assured of a qualifying playoff at the least for the AFC Champions League 2. That is what will be replacing the AFC Cup in regional competitions. As Nunez got it over, binalik ni Cyril Saut. About 19 minutes in already, and you're catching this game on pfl.org.ph, Blast TV, Premier Football, and Premier Sports. This is Clara Manzano on call for his match alongside Belay Fernando. So again, the top 10 will be included in next year's PFL. So it's the name of the game to make it there as Gayoso cut it back as Meliza skied this one, but not going to the baseball field.
Such speed coming from Gayoso and the ability on the run to turn and find a way to cut that back to Jan Meliza. Unfortunately, who couldn't find the back of the net, but still great stuff from Harvey Gayoso.
Jan Meliza playing in that attacking mid position in the 4-3-3. So he's alongside Marvin Angeles, and behind them again, the 6 or holding midfielder is Park. But do mind again, or do note, na wala si Mark Swainston. Kaya did opt to release him earlier to play or join the training camp of the Philippine men's national team. They are in Dubai as we speak. The Philippines will play again against Vietnam and Indonesia soon.
Yes, pero dahil hindi pa open yung FIFA International Friendly Window, nakapaglaro pa yung dalawang national team player ng one tagig in the previous game because clubs are not required to release until the window officially opens.
And that was the very reason why they said or opted to hold Harvey Gayoso or allow him to play in this game. Because it's a sprint again to the league title. We don't hear of that often. Madalas, you play a great number of games, double round robin, no? But it's a single round robin for this PFL.
Kahit yung goals importante, hindi lang yung result, yung final result ng match in terms of 3 points, 1 point or no points. Kahit the number of goals you score in each match, importante.
Because we do see Stallion Laguna dictating the pace in terms of goal difference. They've sure racked up the goals. Kaya are also close by, mind you. Stallion Laguna have scored or have a goal difference of 36. Kaya just close by us. Lopez Mendy tried to chip it to no avail. And Kaya with a plus 33 goal difference. But the catch is they do have 2 matches on hand. So, 2 matches, kasama dito yung isa. De Gracia. They're just bodying him up now and dispossess him well. And here comes the cross, headed by Villanueva. When it's with Melisa, he'd like to make amends for his missed shot earlier. Komaki, across once more. Arboleda got a touch to it with hopes of getting a shot on target. But it looks like that's expected. Belay, Kaya sending in crosses, given they have the advantage on height.
Yes, and that would be, because Tuloy would most likely be crowding the middle, making sure that they aren't able to easily pass through the middle. They are breaking up the game, spreading it out wide, forcing the defenders of Tuloy to come out wide to compensate.
As it was picked up by Grizola. And here we go now. How will Tuloy transition as it was picked up by Akito Saito? When earlier, when we were talking, nagkwentuhan tayo in the middle of the field, we did see a pair of shin guards fly. Not one. It was a pair that simultaneously flew off. I believe it was from Levi Sohor. Initially, akala ko kay Akito Saito. Pero
talagang tumalsik siya, no?
Literal, tumalsik. Saito, Lopez Mendy. Angeles giving it back now. Mendy! Off the crossbar or the post, mind you. Close to hitting the corner right there. Komaki playing narrow. And he's surrounded at the moment. As you said, Belay, nandun yung Tuloy, right? Compact. As we look at possession as expected, we get our figure. It's at 63 and 37. And corners at a whopping 6 already for Kaya FC.
I mean, this is really expected. And we take a look at this chance shot that hit the crossbar for Lopez Mendy, but we did not get to see his flick back and then to receive the ball again to create that chance for himself and for Kaya FC. A great piece of football from Lopez Mendy there.
There's a reason why, of course, Mendy has been in the league for such a long time, as we see 10 shots, justifying the dominance of Kaya FC in this one.
Again, we expected these numbers to come in from a league leader like Kaya FC, but don't be surprised if Tuloy punches back something and works with us, the quick play kings, and finds a chance or two. Later on in the game.
Nagka-quick play eh. Akala mo nagmamadali yung Tuloy FC boys kasi may lakad or may eskwelahan bukas. But no, that's not the case. They really want to catch you off guard with their quick first step, being much younger. But Kaya, brewing with experience. As Melisa gives us another one. And it came off of Harvey Gayoso.
Yeah, Harvey Gayoso running in to meet that ball at the first post, and he was alone, had had the space to head that ball in, but unfortunately goes over the bar. And quick play again for Tuloy.
As expected. As expected now. But right, they're continuing to manifest that discipline of theirs, that style of play. We did see them in games last year in the Copa Paulino Alcantara, an open tournament, mind you, where they were down 4-0, 5-0 against Stallion. The closest barometer we have to Kaya FC to date, dito para sa Tuloy. And they were continuing to keep it on the ground. And it was a very honorable performance kahit natalo sila.
Oh, maganda rin panoorin talaga as if we get as close to as possible to 90 minutes of football, diba? If you're doing the quick play, moving the ball along the ground, it's a different type of football. It's a different type of beautiful football.
As we do see Marwin Angeles, he appeared to be shaken up a bit. But from what I saw, do you think he's possibly bleeding? I did see some fluid dripping down. Referee Michael Barajas was calling, or we saw him call for medical attention.
Looks like it because he was asked to step out.
And I believe there's also that very strict protocol when it comes to blood in wounds, right?
Yes, definitely. As soon as there is some sort of blood or bleeding, you have to step out to treat that whatever or wherever it is.
Am I correct? The wound has to be covered well also.
Yes.
But nonetheless, this will resume. Kaya are down to 10 players for the moment. No medical attention here. Oh, there we see, just off camera, we do see the physiotherapist of Kaya making her way to the other side of the touchline.
Doesn't seem urgent, does it, Claro?
And with the 2-0 lead, Kaya, of course, confident in their capabilities, confident in their firepower. And as we say that, after that short or slow play at the back, here they are now trying to go full speed. And there's Tuloy, they are sitting in that block again. Still down to 10 players. They couldn't get it to Gayoso though. It was poked away. But here's Casambre. Casambre with Thai League experience also.
Yes, Casambre was one of the really promising young players back then, and now a more confident player with more experience. Another one for Kaya FC.
When Casambre actually was at a very young age, he did make his AFC Champions League debut in the qualifying rounds
Yes.
for Global FC back in the day. As Gayoso was piling up the pressure now. Park. Casambre, the low cross. But Antilo got it again. So we are approaching, or we are in the 29th minute already. Kaya FC have been able to bank on the goals of Gayoso and Komaki. Harvey Gayoso solidifying his number 2 spot in the Golden Boot race. He just trails Finn McDaniel. Finn McDaniel already in the training camp of the national team over at the United Arab Emirates, as here comes Arboleda. Arboleda versus Diaz. Diaz was not scared to body up a much older and experienced player. And we would like to remind you that Star Polaris is the official match ball of the Philippines Football League. And with that ball actually of Star Polaris, has been able to handle the tough conditions here in the Philippines, dito sa Pilipinas. The rain, the heat wave, mind you. We did have quite a heat wave in the previous weeks. Biru, he's definitely been the more relaxed keeper in this one.
Yeah, but that's what's difficult about being the more relaxed keeper. You have to stay focused the whole time. Any lapse in that focus can cost a goal for your team.
Right, as the role of a keeper again is very magnified. One mistake, of course, can just simply lead to a gift or a goal for the opposing team. I think that's why we also see keepers from time to time, Belay, in scenarios like this of Biru. Just walk a little forward, get into the midfield, just to make sure their muscles stay loose, I presume.
To keep warm, yeah, definitely. And you have to give Kaya they're giving the respect to Tuloy. They're really pressuring them and not giving them space to create their passes, giving them a hard time to move the ball along forward towards their attacking third.
As it's with Biru now, giving it over to Akito Saito. Arboleda got it over to Melisa. Melisa, not one of the taller players for Kaya, but he has that explosiveness again as they get it over to Marwin, who is back and okay. That's a great sign to see for them, of course. They entered this game with no injuries, as they did say. And Kaya, in fact, we could say, took advantage of the 3-week break to get some rest. Pero yun nga yung concern. It is possible that they'd be rusty o kalawang, but they have a 2-0 lead. Did you expect more, Belay, or Kaya just performing at par where you expect them to be?
No, they're definitely creating their chances. Maganda yung mga kini-create nilang chances from the winger and the midfield. They're just finding their way. Harvey, Lopez Mendy, Komaki weaving their way into the box of Tuloy, just not getting the chances they'd hope, but we expect more from them, just like that one from Harvey Gayoso, forcing a save in a corner from Antilo.
You could just hear that, actually, the impact of the ball on the gloves of Antilo. If you could save a shot like that from Harvey Gayoso, that means you're up there. But it's a corner again, one of many for Iloilo already. Given the great number of corners, Kaya, we could say, as they whip this one in, Menzi couldn't get it. Arboleda, it went low. Angeles, surrounded here. Tuloy opting or are able to carry on with their team play, as we do have Nunez or South. Flag stays down, and a denial by Walid Biru, and that was Cyril Saut. And Tuloy, as we said, were swarming their opposing or the opponents, and that's how they came up with an opportunity like that. Onside pa.
Yeah, these are the chances that they can take. They have the speed, they have the technical ability, and this is what I was telling you also, that the Beru, the goalkeeper, really has to stay focused. Of sort of a duty foul there from Tuloy FC, just to get them to relax and get back into shape.
As there's another chance right here just inside the box, but that was picked up by the keeper once more. Well, that was Cyril Saut again, who gave Tuloy their first shot of the game, and they did force a save. Parang may pampakape na rin kay Walid Biru, the Kaya goalkeeper, just to give him some reps. Melisa tried to thread the needle over Gayoso, getting his opponent to dance. As this one was just sent over, or it was sent over the bar, but it sure had some great power.
Some great skill from Harvey Gayoso to beat his defender. Unfortunately, shooting long and high, so no shot on target for Harvey Gayoso there.
And then again, Gayoso has one goal to show already this evening at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, as Lopez Mendy just getting in. Two bodies took a fall. Capistrano still hustling. Gayoso right behind him. Halike. Got to play it long right here. Diaz. Diaz contra Arboleda. Will he round this man? There's a fall. No whistle by the referee. And it's calmly picked up by Kaya. Now, how will they negotiate traffic here? Casambre. And the thing with Kaya is they've been able to keep that core of players over the years. Even in the pandemic, they do have those players with them.
Yeah, Kaya, of course, a very good, stable club that's been here since the conception of the PFL and just consistently performing really well in the league and the cup.
As we saw Antilo Jr. slide or use his feet to deny that ball. But this one here, flag stays down. Levi Sahor sending it. Halike! Biru using all his veteran wits.
May speed tong mga batang to. Talagang pag na-through ball nyo, mahahabol talaga nila all the way. He ran the whole length of that half.
And we thought that Tuloy were on the clear already behind such a lethal striker like John Lloyd Halike. But you have to deal again with a veteran like Walid Biru. Biru again from Spain.
We take a look again as he beats Arboleda and finds a pass to Halike, who is met by the waiting Beru, who's not waiting for the ball. He's going to approach it and make sure that you do not have that clear shot on him. Alam mo, klaro, ang gusto ko rin dito, sobrang disciplined nilang ng dalawang team. You can clearly see the lines and how they return back into shape. They're both playing a certain style, a certain way. Really nice to watch them play.
Definitely a treat for the fans too. Capistrano will try to assess their options now. Villanueva. He has Diaz on the left and he gives it to him. May long ball dito mula kay Grizola. But Park just owning this one or this area. Biru. Just giving them that extra option at the back. Saito. Melisa. Melisa with those quick bursts to get forward now. Menzi, but they give it back to Biru. His previous stint with Glasses United and spent a great time actually playing in Iceland. Arboleda, the former UE man. His brother was recently their coach as Halike tried to check the keeper. Hits the roof of the net. But it was just over. We could see we're in awe. With Biru shaken up from that tough scenario.
Yeah, he really took a dive there and fell on his back. But you have to commend Sahor for taking advantage of that missed pass by Arboleda and finding Halike, who just sees Beru off his line and goes for it.
Close but not quite. Tuloy getting their second shot of the game. We thought it was on target from the get-go, right? It was taken that far. You love the confidence of John Lloyd Halike.
That's what I was going to say. That's confidence right there. But of course, Beru still going for it. And he would have covered it. I see his hand, his glove right there, right underneath the crossbar. Great goalkeeping.
He's shaken up from that tough fall, though.
Definitely.
But as expected, he is okay. We assess, of course, a man like John Lloyd Halike, a young man, mind you.
John Lloyd Halike.
Know the name, know the face, know the number. 6 goals to his name this season and 4 assists. There's a reason why we saw him get deployed in central midfield in their loss versus Manila Digger. And he did perform well. And in this one, on the other hand, Halike at his usual striker position. A U17, U19 striker, experienced at the youth level. Akito Saito did play club football in India also. Kaya getting foreigners who are well experienced. Understandable again that they do have Japanese players because of Coach Yu Hoshida's influence. Coach Yu, also a player back in the day, especially, or he had a credible stint with Global FC.
Yes, had a decent amount of years playing in Philippine football.
As there is goal number 3 for this evening for Iloilo. And it's the regular customer, Harvey Gayoso.
Beautiful cut back there by Casambre, I think. Finding Harvey Gayoso, who was not gonna let anyone get on top of him for that chance at goal. As we take a look again, as Casambre meets it first time with a defender in front of him to cut back, cross, and Harvey Gayoso all day long. Antilo had no chance unless he he actually almost got a glove to it. Just needed to stretch out a little bit more, but what a finish. Harvey Gayoso, 3-0 to Kaya FC.
Gayoso, of course, was able to introduce himself already in the collegiate ranks of football. Back when we were in high school, we'd already hear of his name, actually, mind you.
When you were in high school, I was...
In your playing career, right? Or maybe we high school kasi actually halos kasabay kami ni Harvey when we were in school. Like in terms of years, although he did study in Ateneo. I studied in Southridge.
I just wanted to clarify, when you were in high school.
Yeah, we like me, Harvey, my age group. As we do see a man down for Kaya. The hit right below the shin guards dito. Shin guards can only do so much, pero alam naman natin kung bakit requirement siya. But it's A-OK for Komaki. He's going to walk it off. Angeles. Great effort here by the Tuloy boys. But there was commentator's curse. Halike got past Arboleda but couldn't keep it in. A certified baller.
Seems like Tuloy was able to find where they were starting to attack dito sa side ni Arboleda. No? It's been a few times na they've gotten through him.
Tuloy, it appears, may be using their quick first step against him, or that agility. As Park played it back now, given that Tuloy have opted to settle in their defensive half. Less than 2 minutes away until additional time in the first 45 minutes, or the first half. As this is being chased down by the likes of De Gracia up against Robert Lopez Mendy. Mendy beating 2. Sending it to the middle, but it was cleared off. Well, Akito Saito will just collect this one again. Saito again. He has been a key cog for Kaya since his arrival. He's given them so much confidence with his presence at the back. A fixture. Lalo na nung nag-AFC Champions League yung Kaya FC.
Yeah, parang naiiwan na lang mag-isa si Saito sa baba pag umaatake yung Kaya. Siya na rin yung effectively nagsisweep ng back.
As there is number 4. Kaya just flipping the switch real quick. Just able to punish Tuloy FC. And it looks like it's Harvey Gayoso again. Gayoso with his first half hat-trick, as we see.
Gayoso just finding a way to beat the backline, beating Capistrano again, finding his touch. Perfect push in there, left-footed finish across the face of Antilo to finish in the lower corner, just finding his groove, finding his way around Capistrano and De Gracia over there on that side.
Harvey Gayoso negotiating traffic to put in his lucky 13th goal of the season. As we do have 2 minutes of additional time, as Mick John Pineda, our fourth official, confirmed. And guess what, Bella? He's 1 goal behind top scorer Finn McDaniel.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
As Casambra is shaken up. And we love it, right? It's 2 Philippine national team players going at it here in the PFL, right? When we refer to the Golden Boot race.
Yes, and as we expect, nothing less. And as it's important for the clubs to be scoring these goals, it's also important for the individual players to be scoring these goals and racking up. That's 14 and 13 for each of these players. What a season so far for them.
As Tuloy will resume play now. Arboleda on the same page as Saito. They do have a great understanding, the two. Arboleda did play in UE again. His brother was the coach for the UE Red Warriors in season 85, which was last calendar year. As here we go once more, similar script, Gayoso. We got cornered this time around. Antilo, but Gayoso sends it in. The goalkeeper of Tuloy FC in Antilo Jr. couldn't collect. Harvey Gayoso making them pay the price. 4 goals in the first half.
Harvey Gayoso just relentless, not waiting for that, he's keep playing on, even though it seems like Antilo had his hands on the ball, but it actually spills out and he doesn't let up. He will go for his 4th goal there.
We just updated the Golden Boot race earlier and we'll update it again. I don't think he likes a lucky number 13. That's why it's 14 for Harvey Gayoso this season already. Joint first place with Finn McDaniel in the top scorer race. But it is Kaya FC off to a blazing start. 5 goals to 0 versus Tuloy FC. Coach Yu Hashide and his crew just stamping themselves here and running riot against the youthful Tuloy FC. And we will be back after the break for your halftime analysis and statistics.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to invite you this coming June 4 here at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium to come and join the Philippines-Italy Friendship Cup 2024, featuring a friendly match between the Philippines under-19 team and a selection representing Italy. The gates will open at 5 p.m. The event will start at 7 p.m. and kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. This event is an initiative of the Embassy of Italy as one of the activities in celebration of the National Day of Italy 2024. Get your free tickets at ticket2me.net.
the halftime break for your midweek Philippines Football League action as we come to you from the Rizal Memorial Stadium. And that is right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been the Harvey Gayoso show in the first half, or the first 45 minutes. 4 goals to his name, while we do see Komaki, in fact, giving goal number 2 earlier. But it's 5-0, Belay, but I think the score can be a little bit misleading, right, when we take a look at the highlights.
Yeah, Kaya definitely had a lot of chances. Some of them going over, some were stopped, some hitting the post. But yeah, the scoreline could actually have been more, but some chances by Tuloy FC in the first half. As we take a look at one of them right now, as Saut rather finds Halike in the middle, who takes a shot but is blocked by Biru, sorry.
That's right. As we did see Gayoso, that's one of his goals actually that sort of caught us by surprise with his clever technique. Another one also right here from Gayoso. You make a small mistake against a top team like Kaya FC and against a lead striker like Harvey Gayoso, he's gonna make you pay the price. And this is how we find ourselves with the statistics, and it seems pretty one-sided.
Yeah, if you take a look at possession, this is clearly 63% to 37% to Kaya, and the 19 shots versus the 2 of Tuloy, which we clearly saw in the highlights. And a lot of that was coming off the corners, and as you see, 7 corners to Kaya FC. And no cards as of yet. Both of them playing really quick football. So it's been a really fun watch.
And there you go, as we are closing in on kickoff for the second half, but we will take it over to Nina Alvia to give us a report.
Prior to the match, I spoke with Coach Yu of Kaya FC, and I asked if any adjustments were made throughout the whole season so far, and he said none in the physical and skill aspect, but he does want to help them mentally. He said that their physical condition is great, but he really just wants to ease their mental stress if ever there is any, and that's why he gave them 4 days off of full rest. Some were able to go home, but this whole time they did not have training, and they did not think about any games because he just wanted them to relax, and we're able to see the positive effects of this, because even if they were off for 3 weeks, they didn't have a game, although they were training sometimes, we can see that they're definitely still dominant in this match with 5-0. So let's see how good this 4-day break really was for them as we continue with the rest of the match.
Nina, so a 3-week span with no games, right? But they did have a 4-day span right there with no training, as they were given time off, as that shot from John Lloyd Halike looked a little promising, pero kita nga natin, outside. We were saying earlier, the score may be 5-0. It's been all Kaya in this one. But Tuloy have been playing well in this. Promising, of course, exhibiting their technical ability.
Yeah, and a lot of this also has to go to discipline. When Harvey Gayoso was able to beat them, it was really the dominance on the 1v1. So 1v1, of course, you see like a big difference, a big gap between the Kaya FC players and the Tuloy FC, as Kaya obviously have been professional players for many, many years. So Tuloy FC are just working towards that.
Right. With Tuloy FC, again, most of the boys are in high school, and the number are early into their collegiate or university studies already. And that speaks volumes, right? They are trying to fast-track their football development by going straight to pro, as Halike sent this one low. Binalik ni Saito sa gilid. Marco Casambre. Ori Menzi. Robert Lopez Mendy. Arboleda. So from what we got to see, no subs yet so far in this one. None from the looks of it in halftime. But excuse us as we will try to just sort things out on our end. Saito. Park. Just Kaya FC putting up a clinic. Tuloy having to work their way around again. And it's understandable that they are in cruise control again, given the score and how Kaya again are such an experienced team. Harin de Gracia got dispossessed by Melissa. Robert Lopez Mendy, he only has full throttle. They do have to work their way or hustle hard to stop him. As Halike gave this over now to Cyril Saud. Still Cyril Saud getting floored. No call from the referee. But a collision on the ground now. And we see a man down. Ito ang nangyari. So again, we did have a change, we just got to confirm a change heading out of halftime. Ariel Fabiliar was inserted at right back dito para sa Tuloy FC. Tuloy FC are in their all blue or their blue and yellow uniforms. Kaya FC-Iloilo are in their black, yellow, and white. This is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Belay Fernandez. Robert Lopez Mendy got to thread the needle. But the shot was just denied. Gayoso did see Antilo charge forward and just try to take a tap in or just try to tap it in.
Starting off with Komaki there, finding Lopez Mendy, who sees the hot foot of Harvey Gayoso, trying to get the 6th goal for Kaya FC. And speaking of that change, Claro, it looks to be an adjustment to Capistrano, who's been marking Harvey Gayoso this whole time. So, as I said, it was just the 1v1 defending that was causing these goals.
Right. 1v1, Kaya just using or flexing themselves over the Tuloy boys again, or youngsters, using their physique, using their experience. As here comes the ball now. It's pretty much 2-on-1. The keeper now and just tapped it over, denying Gayoso. If they can keep Gayoso at bay, mind you, Finn McDaniel and Gayoso will be tied at 14 apiece again. So if Gayoso does score one, he'll become the leading scorer.
There was great pace from Villanueva keeping up with Harvey Gayoso there, but Harvey Gayoso is still able to get a shot off and forces a save from Antilo, wins a corner kick for Kaya FC.
So it's only been about 6 minutes in already, and we've carried on the pace of the game or the flow from earlier as Park tried to go for a bicycle.
Very crowded in that area.
Medyo hazardous, no? He might accidentally bump into any opposing players or possibly any teammates. But when we do see players go for a bicycle, they do wow us nonetheless because of their athletic ability. Alanganin nyo yung pwesto nila relative to the ball.
Yeah.
Pero parang nagiging diskarte yung bicycle kick.
Grabe yung tiwala nila sa goalkeeper nila. Kanina pa yan, nagbaback pass talaga sila any position it is. And you see him coming out of his box to pick that up.
And props again to the discipline of Tuloy, right? they're not just throwing the ball forward. They're keeping it down in the ground, trying to generate offense. Because we assess their position in the standings. Kaya are in 4th. A win for them will get them tied with Stallion Laguna FC, league leaders again. They'll be at 19 apiece. But mind you, Kaya will now have the superior goal difference in this scenario. They will improve so far to plus 38.
Kaya really looking to move this along and find more goals as Gayoso takes that quickly.
Angeles getting it back from Mendy, but the flag is up. Offside here. Tuloy FC working well and playing it quickly already. They'll try to use their speed. You love the initiative.
Walang time mag-replay dito sa Tuloy eh. Next play kagad eh.
That's a better way to put it, no? Because when we were talking about it, or we said it earlier, hindi sila nagmamadali kasi may pasok o lakad bukas. They're just doing it quick to catch their opponents off guard. Yung problema, yan, wala tayong replay. Nice way to put it right there, of course. The boys will be smiling when they hear that comment from us. But there you go. Kaya carry on with that 4-3-3 formation, and Tuloy FC with that classic 4-4-2. And we did see Joven Bedic head back to the bench after warming up. He may potentially enter this one. And mind you again, yung kababayan niya, we could say, our fellow players also from Iloilo in Sherwin Basindanan and Martini Ray are also on the bench. As this one bouncing around now, Cyril Saut, but got denied. Akito Saito had to use all his veteran wits.
What a tackle there by Saito. What great timing. But the ball, the passing that led to that moment from Tuloy FC, the confidence, just bobbing the ball up and receiving it and making the next pass. What a stop.
Cyril Saut to the middle. Haren de Gracia didn't move forward. Got it over to Noti Nunez. Menzi got to poke it away, but it was eventually given on target and made the keeper work. And Biru gets the denial as we will turn it over to Nina Alvia to give us another update.
With Kaya as dominant as they are now, kailangan talaga ng balance to make sure they have the right amount of confidence to fuel them to push harder but not reach overconfidence to the point of complacency. Actually, proud na proud si Coach Yu that he doesn't have to remind them of this and that they all have the right attitude coming in. Coach Yu further said that since they are the reigning champions, everyone around them constantly says that they have to hold on to this title. Yung players mismo are telling themselves that because of this, they can't lose. Though he does remind them that he wants to always see their aggressiveness. On top of that, gusto lang din niya makita ang kanilang excitement sa paglaro. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Nina. As we got to witness a goal also in process, as there was. Looks like it's Harvey Gayoso.
Yes, definitely Harvey Gayoso. The cross brought down the line to the goal line by Lopez Mendy to cut back. Harvey hitting it once, blocked by Antilo. But Harvey still finding a way to finish it, to make it 6-0 to Kaya FC. But we have no short, we are not short of action here between these two teams.
Right, because of Tuloy's clever play also, as we do have a double substitution. And in comes Sherwin Basindanan and Joven Bedic. Basindanan just wrapped up his UAAP career with the FEU Tamaraos. And get this, Sherwin Basindanan making his professional debut while checking in alongside his next door neighbor, Joven Bedic. Siya daw idol niya, mind you. And getting to share that honor of sorts in having your idol enter the game or your role model alongside you. It's not every day that happens.
Tsaka hindi rin ako sanay na hindi number 7 si Basindanan na.
That's right.
Nagbago na siya ng number because number 7 is, of course, Joven Bedic.
Yung idol nga niya, no? Both lead attacking players. Of course, we do have that traditional style of numbering, right, in football. As it swung over to the other side, first touches for Basindanan in his PFL career, as this one is bouncing in front of the goal mouth, but no good.
Yeah, and his first touches were almost an assist.
And with the jersey number, Basindanan donning 24. Na-inspire kaya ni Kobe Bryant, no? But now it's a corner for Iloilo. It's been corner after corner, goal after goal right here for them. And they've been on cruise control now as they take this one, but it was denied by the keeper.
Great corner taken by Kumataki. Almost a finish there, but Antillo was there to put a stop to it. He's made quite a lot of saves in the second half so far.
As the flag is up, although the score may be 6-0, Antillo has been able to show his stuff.
Parang mukhang nagain niya yung confidence na parang makascore man sila, we will play the way we play, we will play our game the way we want to. And he's been doing good so far.
The thing with these Tuloy FC boys, right, they did get to grow up together also and play together for how many years. And because of that, right, we were saying, nandun yung chemistry. But even when they attack as a unit, they do know that they all have each other's backs there in being able to support. Nunez kay Halike. Halike, binigay dito kay Siron Saut. But it's now on the left wing. How will they work their magic? John Lloyd Halike contra Akito Saito. Nunez! But it came off the head of their captain in this match, Odi Menzi. And here we go.
See the chance taken there by Tuloy. They're all in line with the back line and they find a way to cut it back. And that shot, what a shot, forcing a corner out of Kaya.
Tuloy FC with their first corner of the game. And they do play it short given their disadvantage in ceiling or in terms of height, Villanueva. But just take a look at Kaya FC just getting up quickly. The ball in, contained by the defense, pero may banggaan sa box. Tough one here. A collision, unintentional of course. Casambre is down on the pitch. But here's the replay. So Casambre getting into a collision with Siron Saut. Of course, all part while they were trying to play for the ball, nonetheless.
Yes, and it doesn't look like he needed any medical treatment, just needed to shake it off, and he's back in play.
So just to run through again, the players missing for Kaya, Mardiano is serving his suspension after accumulating 3 yellow cards, while Mark Swainston was already released by Kaya FC for national team duty. At yung mga nagtatanong doon, bakit nandito si Gayoso? As this is up for grabs, Basindanan contra Tuloy, and he takes it and was denied once more by the goalkeeper.
And you expect nothing less from Basindanan. He goes for it, he takes the ball, takes the shot, and rightly so, another save by Antillo.
Just flexing his quality, Sherwin Basindanan. And we were emphasizing during the UAAP season that Basindanan and Martini Ray were in fact attracting attention from PFL or professional clubs. Ito siya, it's Kaya FC. As the keeper got his glove to it and safely secures it. And why is that again, Belay? Why na-release si Swainston for the national team, but Gayoso is still here?
Yes, as long as wala siya sa yung duration ng FIFA International Friendly windows, no, the club can does not have to release them. Pero nag-start yata yung camp ng men's national team ng maaga. So if the club chooses to allow the players to go ahead, pwede naman. But during the window, they are required already to release the players.
So there you go. So parang na-advance yung pag-release kay Mark Swainston.
Yes, all on Kaya's. That's their decision.
And very nice of them, of course, to continuously support local football with their contributions to the game. And mind you again, para sa mga supporters natin, the Philippine men's national team will figure again in 2 World Cup qualifying games. As Gayoso gets this one, he'll try to make the keeper pay and converts once more. Harvey Gayoso, have yourself an evening.
Harvey Gayoso really targeting that top spot of the leaderboard for Golden Boot. Just finding the back of the net. Antilo just getting a hand on it but could not stop the power of Harvey Gayoso's left foot there. Making it 7-0. And the only other scorer of the match is Komaki. So go figure. 6 goals to Harvey Gayoso.
That is correct. And we already acknowledged earlier that Gayoso has become the top scorer in the Philippines Football League as of this evening. So Finn McDaniel slides down to number 2 with 14 goals. And Gayoso with 16.
With Kaya having a game on hand.
That's true. After this game, may 1 game on hand pa sila. As it's now on the wing, Basindanan. How will he make his magic work? Naughty Nunez with the clearance. Nandito kay Park. Still Park, weaving traffic. But Levi Sahor sending it back to Cyril Saut. And for our viewers, again, we do have the Saut brothers again, Cyron and Cyril. Just like Nunez, De Gracia, and company, they do have PFL experience previously with the Ascals development team or the youth national team setup. We did see the younger national team players suit up. But the ADT or Ascals development team setup was as a guest team. So these guys did not lose their amateur status, but it is only now that the players lost their status by turning pros with Tuloy as they almost converted the spectacular again. Who's it again? Harvey Gayoso.
And who gave that cross? Basindanan really trying to make his mark in the PFL tonight. Just 2 almost assists.
2 almost assists.
And 1 shot on target saved by the goalkeeper of Tuloy.
Making Michael Antilo work again. But let's take a look at Sherwin Basindanan's statistics actually in the UAAP. He did score 4 goals last season. He picked up steam in the second half or in the second round because it's a double round robin there. But over in the assist department, Basindanan also picked up 4 assists. So go figure, 4 assists and 4 goals. That's inside 14 or within 14 games. But mind you, Basindanan picked up a championship when he played in 2022 for FEU also. But here comes Gayoso versus Villanueva. And it just stopped by the foot of the keeper.
Gayoso by himself up top, just with Villanueva marking him by himself, having to chase him down. And Harvey is still able to get a shot off and forces a corner, a save from Antilio, whose heroics have really have kept Tuloy in the game. I mean, if 7-0 is keeping them in the game, but this could have been way more than 7-0.
And we see it right here. Marwin Angeles will step off, and in comes Martini Ray Another change also is Yi Yong Park stepping off with player number 68. Yamazaki coming on. Or check that, of course. It's player number 88 for Kaya. It is Kaishu Yamazaki, and the Japanese influence continues. So we've been assigning nicknames as of late as Kaya whip in the corner and come close to scoring again. And it was desperately cleared. We've been assigning nicknames. It's not forced, mind you. Pumapasok lang sa utak namin. I wanted to name Harvey Gayoso Suki because of the way he's been scoring. But we gave that name already, deservingly so, to Junior Mahili of Maharlika Taguig FC because of similar fashion. He's always the man, or often the man, driving their offense. Well, we did see Martini Ray come in for Kaya FC, another former FEU man. So many, or a great number of FEU players have ended up playing for Kaya. And props to Kaya FC-Iloilo for acknowledging homegrown talent. Because sino pa yung mga former FEU players?
Si Melisa,
That's one of them.
si Menzi.
There's also Eric Giganto, but he did jump ship to Manila Digger.
That's right.
At madami sila. We will say there's also Paulo Bugas playing in United City FC when we refer to FEU players who have gone pro. There was Antilo. You love it. He's still locked in despite of the score.
That I was thinking the same thing. Like they are just locked in. They just keep playing the gameplay on. It's a really nice thing to watch.
And a test of character too. But we never have to question the character of Tuloy boys, right? As we do see James Demate pictured, and he will come in, one of their strikers. And the man stepping off is Rocky Grizola. It is not a like-for-like change because Grizola, Belay, is a left back.
That's what I was thinking. They look like they're going 3 in the back. Oh, no, 5. They shifted down and brought in a striker, added on a striker.
So will this allow Tuloy FC to spoil the clean sheet party of Kaya FC? And we do have confirmation that the 6 goals of Gayoso is the most goals by a player in a single match right here. Others, of course, we did see Gayoso score 4 goals versus Don Bosco Garelli, as Antilo collects again. So Gayoso scored 4 against Don Bosco Garelli and Philippine Air Force, while Finn McDaniel, for reference, another top scorer, did score 5 versus Manila Monte. But now it is 6, courtesy of Gayoso. I believe he has also referred to as Phenom throughout the times, or throughout the years in his playing career. And Tuloy will try to work their way up bit by bit. Well, let's try to assess the standings also. We did mention how Kaya will improve. But let's also take a look at Tuloy FC's scenario, because it's been an inconsistent season of sorts for them. But they have still displayed that style of football, that technical and disciplined style of football. Tuloy FC are just outside the top 10. And mind you, the top 10 teams will be retained in the Philippines Football League, as Gayoso will try to take a crack at it. Antilo did get to come up with a stop.
Perfectly timed stop by Antilo there. Harvey, it's so amazing to see him still hungry to score a goal for Kaya FC. Probably knowing that this will put some distance between him and Finn McDaniel for the Golden Boot Award.
And Ano kaya yung magiging kwentuhan nila sa national team camp, no? We saw Joven Bidik pictured also earlier. And Bidik did, in fact, as Antilo came up with an unorthodox save of sorts. Mukhang na-miss time ng konti, is that right?
It was a surprise shot. It was like way outside of the box. It was a good shot and it forced a good save out of him. Take a look at Komaki just outside and he leapt to save that. It's a good stop.
As we have less than 20 minutes remaining until additional time, my corner kick ang Iloilo dito. We also have some interesting people catching the game live here, no? Sa Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Yes. And for Tuloy FC, we have Father Rocky always supporting his boys, and he's enjoying this game right now. And I believe for Kaya, we also have some notable people watching the game.
Yes, for Kaya, well, a former Kaya man, it is Jordan Minta, once the top scorer in the Philippines Football League. It was in 2019 where he edged Bienvenido Marañon. So Jordan Minta is continuing to play in Malaysia. As Kaya were not unable to secure right there. No good for them. Now running through. Saut. Binalik dito sa likod. Still Saut. Halike. It looks like Halike dropped down a bit right here. Now the long ball. Casambre sending it back into the mix. There's Joven Bidik. He did assist or come up with the assist in Kaya's close-fought 1-0 victory over Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, where they played at home in Iloilo. There's really something about Joven Bidik and his magic, no, when representing Iloilo.
Of course, hometown magic.
As this was denied, but a chance on the rebound. And there you go. 6 goals, right? The most scored in the game.
Yep.
And now it is 7. What will stop this guy here? No stopping Harvey Gayoso this evening at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. PFL's top scorer now this season.
Actually, if you take a look at this, the goalkeeper did all he can to put a stop to that 6th goal. However, Harvey Gayoso was left alone by the defense of Tuloy, giving him all the space and all the time in the world to finish. What a goal for Harvey Gayoso. 8-0 for Kaya FC.
But it's Harvey Gayoso 7. I'm not promoting this in school, but ito ba yung group work, yung isang tao halos gumawa? Definitely not the case, right? Because it's such a team effort for players to stretch the Tuloy defense, make them work.
Pass the ball to him, you know, help him create these chances. Pero meron din namang mga individual efforts si Harvey to get him this many goals in this game.
Right. And it is a sight to see Sherwin Bazindanan and Martini Ray, college teammates, now together here on the pitch for Iloilo. And we'd like to remind you, of course, that 8 Cuts is our official catering partner. Madalas, popcorn daw and whatever when you watch your shows or sports or hot dogs. For us, it's 8 Cuts. Catch your Philippines Football League action while having some onion rings from them. And madalas, you can head over to the grandstand wherein they have a booth, of course, where you could catch all of your lovely food. As Casambre is holding on to his left leg. Well, there's Doc Yung Lee waiting in the wings to enter this match. But it is the left leg that is bothering him. And that just comes to show, right? The effort that Tuloy FC has been putting in this game. They've been making everyone work. And yes, Casambre did get hobbled.
Yeah, definitely they're really trying to match up man for man, really putting pressure on the Kaya FC players. You can see really the challenges have been really rough as well. Just trying to stay in the game in terms of their mindset, in terms of getting the most out of it they can for both of these teams actually. And I'm really happy that Coach Yu Hoshida is giving chances to these younger players who are really keeping up with the level of play expected of them in such a game.
So fair play pa rin dito sa Tuloy FC. So we did see, or Doc Yung Lee has not entered dito para sa Kaya. But for Tuloy FC, it will be Justin Lopanco coming in for them. And Justin Lopanco again did score for them already in this campaign. And to be precise, Lopanco did score in their loss versus Manila Digger FC. And it's interesting that he's coming off the bench, possibly due to the matchup here against a team like Kaya.
So Kaya revising that substitution card possibly for Casambre instead of Komaki.
Unfortunately, na-injure na nga si Marco Casambre. A play will be resumed momentarily, and this result is pretty much set, or the outcome of this game is pretty much set, except for the final score. Tuloy FC out to spoil the potential clean sheet of Walid Biru.
Substitution for Kaya FC-Iloilo. Player number 15, Marco Casambre, is replaced by
There you go.
number 9, Lee Dok-Yong.
So Casambre stepped off, and Lee Dok-Yung entered the game, who hails from South Korea. Also a young player, mind you. It just comes to show, of course, how this team is just very well-rounded. For Kaya FC, they are set to carry on and stretch their unbeaten run. They did rack up 3 wins in the beginning of the season after beating United City, Don Bosco Garelli, Maharlika Taguig. And then they did pick up a draw versus One Taguig FC, as this one was no good for Demate. So that draw for Kaya, where they did lose points and bounced back to win back-to-back. They won over Cebu and Philippine Air Force, and they're gonna make it 3 straight after this one at the expense of the young Tuloy FC. While Tuloy will head to their 2nd straight loss. Tuloy did in fact lose 2 straight games also to Cebu and Philippine Air Force, but they did snap that winless run after defeating Don Bosco Garelli, but in the process lost to Manila Digger afterwards. So kita nga natin dun, may inconsistency sa Tuloy, but we see Kaya. That's the consistency you want to see from teams, of course.
Yes, of course. And, you know, Kaya always brings out the best. Teams like Kaya would bring out the best performance in the other teams. It's interesting to see Tuloy really putting on the high press onto Kaya. Really trying to challenge them and see if they can create something out of it. But Kaya remain strong and just defend their goal well and communicate well with between their backline and their goalkeeper. And now maintain possession and try to move the ball around. There's not much time left, but I think Tuloy are still looking to get on the scoreboard.
So that's pretty much what's left for them to fight for, right? Spoiling the clean sheet.
For sure.
But this one up for grabs now. Saito sending it over here now. Bidik binigay sa gitna and playing it through now. What a run. Getting through the box now. Still inside. And it's still with him. Denied though. Will they pounce on the rebound? But it is cleared off. Yamazaki and Dok Yong Lee causing trouble here for the Tuloy defense. And there's Yamazaki. Mind you again, he does have fresh legs and wins a free kick in the process. And it's from a dangerous area.
Yeah, what a pass there by Yamazaki. We take a look at Halike doing everything he can to make sure that Yamazaki does not get the ball forward into their box.
Kita mo, may konting hawak at hawi.
Hindi siya konti. Medyo.
Konti. Oh, there you go. That's why you're here to guide us with your experience. Sent into the area now, and the header making it 9 for Kaya. And still handshakes all over the place because it is Ori Menzi. Ori Menzi, their captain in this game, adding one more tonight. And from the looks of it, that is his first of the season. Or let's double check.
What a beautiful delivery by Komaki there, really finding pinpoint accuracy there. Menzi all on his own, just had to jump up a little bit and meet that ball and swipe it towards the goal, and it found the back of the net. What a great way to emphasize this win by their captain, Ori Menzi.
So mind you, that is his second goal of the season. He did score previously versus Maharlika in a 10-1 win. So a similar scenario, but mind you again, Maharlika spoiled the clean sheet that time around dito sa Iloilo. So now Kaya want to get that one now. So Ori Menzi with 1 goal versus Maharlika in their previous games, and he now has 1 in this affair versus Tuloy FC. De Gracia over in his usual right back position. And we do see Siron Saut, or Kuya Siron Saut, playing at the back. Perhaps that he has a slightly bigger build, or he has quite a big build actually when you look at their team. And then his younger brother Cyril is playing on the wing, his natural position. And there you go. Siron Saut, of course, in true fashion. Si Kuya Saut, as we'll call him. Less than 5 minutes remaining now. Kaya keeping their foot on the gas pedal. The rain did stop again. We did see it this afternoon in the first game, but it's been raining goals in the second. All for Kaya again, the team in black and yellow. Tuloy FC are in blue. Yamazaki just taking his time. They'll switch it. Basindanan. But a chance to pounce on the counter now. Nagmamadali ang Tuloy. Numbers to support Justin Lopanco versus Akito Saito. Pitch Arboleda getting it and taking a fall in the process. But it's Lopanco adjudged with the foul.
Nakita mo right before that play, before nadala ni Lupanco yung bola towards the box, and before this foul, he really clipped him late there. The Tuloy boys look really like they were walking already, medyo bumababa na yung energy level na. But the moment na they won the ball and were able to push it forward, talagang nagsitakbuhan pa rin sila.
Talk about support, of course, for one another. That's something our colleagues have been emphasizing, yung mga analysts natin. But with it again, Kaya FC pushed their goal difference to plus 42. Thanks to 9 goals so far. As this game is nearing a close already. That is now the best goal difference in the league. Stallion Laguna just below with plus 36. Both mammoth numbers, mind you. But it's through the middle. Lopanco was trying to drive their offense. as Biru gets this one. Just messing around a bit, of course, bouncing the ball on his head a couple of times. And Kaya again will head to top spot thanks to their 19 points and their goal difference. But then again, they do have a match on hand over Laguna. We mentioned Laguna, of course, because they're tied on points.
It's really a race between Stallion Laguna and Kaya FC-Iloilo, not only between the two clubs, but between the two players, Finn McDaniel and Harvey Gayoso. So it's going to be an exciting end or sprint to the finish line for this league.
Right, as we roughly pass the halfway point of the season already. As here is a foul that De Gracia wins. Most of the fouls going Kaya's way throughout the course of this game from what we've noticed. And then also lurking, mind you, there is Davao Aguilas UMAC with 19 points also. But their goal difference at a much lower plus 19. Much lower pero mataas pa rin, no? That just shows how the top teams have been locked in. But Davao have become known for their defense. As here's a chance again as Gayoso gets denied.
Great stop again by Antilo there. Harvey just really working hard to add to his tally.
Martini. We have some supporters hoping that he'd score as Antilo gets this one. And it's cleared away. Pero may pito tayo ulit.
Antilo going for the save, diving towards the ball here. Martini Ray kicks back the ball to Komaki, who gives a curling ball. And look at that dive by Antilo. And Harvey Gayoso is in the way. And the referee, of course, looking out for the safety of goalkeepers as always.
I was a little concerned for a moment. We saw Antilo pointing at his shoulder. But he's back, of course. It's a tough day, but there's that thing with wanting to finish games and playing the full 90 minutes.
Yeah, and his form has been really great. Really good future for this kid.
As they're trying to escape now at the back. That just shows, of course, what Tuloy FC is made of. Nandun yung high press. But they just didn't clear it off. They turned it to offense right here. But sadly, Halike couldn't get it. So let's run through the standings again. We have a triple tie in order. We do have Kaya FC, Stallion Laguna FC, and Davao Aguilas UMAC. Lahat naka 19 points. As they are getting through now, Basindanan getting stopped.
Additional play time 3.
Another great stop by Antilo. The pace of Sherwin Basindanan on that side. It's really hard to match up.
A slight commotion or displeasure from Kaya FC. Lamang na nga sila, but of course, being true professionals, giving their all from whistle to whistle.
Yes.
Martini.
And showing respect to their opponent, of course. You know, you give them a good game, you give them competition, and you really try your best in every game.
And to be the best, you have to play against the best. Tuloy will definitely come out of this one stronger with their experiences. As we do have the foreign player connection right now. Still working his way through. Medyo alanganin dun yung tiram ni Harvey Gayoso because Komaki earlier was driving offense and found him. And for Tuloy FC again, they do have 6 points after picking up 2 wins in 7 games. And sit in 11th.
Yeah, you mentioned Davao Aguilas earlier. They're one of the surprise teams that are doing well. They're also a young team. I know they were in the league previously, but the revamped version who really is focused or is known for their defense. Especially when you're playing against teams like Kaya FC and Stallion Laguna.
Yes, Davao, as we know. A team bannered by Daisuke Sato. Lopanco. Still Lopanco. Trying to use his footwork well. At corner kick ang tawag dito. Less than a minute remaining in additional time. We will be having 3 as confirmed earlier. And we see on our scoreboard, Nunez sending it. Halike! But couldn't meet it. But you could see the applause from their coach, Takitomo Suzuki. Applauding that again, as we've said earlier in this game. And with that, again, you were mentioning Davao Aguilas UMAC and their team composed of a great number of high-level role players. Hindi sila puro blue chip. It's become Sato and Friends, such a great cast there, mind you. That's why we call them that, of course.
Sato and Friends.
Muntik na nga naging Sato brothers because there is Daisuke Sato and Shoma Sato, as we know. Lee. Well, here's the clearance, but don't you forget, we do have one more game right here on this PFL Wednesday. As Bedik couldn't quite convert right there. Well, we are capable of what he is doing. And that is the full-time whistle. Kaya FC just going full throttle from kickoff all the way to the full-time whistle. 9-0, but respect all over the place as they defeat a youthful Tuloy FC squad. And what's your assessment right here in this game, Belay?
Yeah, of course, as expected, being the team that they are, competing several times already in the AFC Cup and AFC Champions League, Kaya was the one to beat here. They were going to dominate, and that performance from Harvey Gayoso was exactly what we know of Harvey and what we expected to see from him. And they just work so well together. They know how to pace the game. They did not let frustration get onto them whenever there was a spell of not scoring goals. However, the bright spot here is really Tuloy FC and how they handled it well, you know, how they managed it well, their mentality in keeping it together, especially with Antilo. After 6 goals being scored on you, 6-7, you kind of lose focus, you get frustrated, but no, he just kept matching up with save after save, and that is how we ended today. 9-0 could have been worse without the heroic saves of Antilo, but we ended with 9-0 as you see on the screen now.
It is Harvey Gayoso scoring 7, the most by any player in a PFL game. There you go. 7 is the most by a player in a single match this season at 7. It was previously with Finn McDaniel with 5. But there you go, Harvey Gayoso, not just achieving that feat, but becomes our new top scorer so far, roughly at the halfway point. But there's also Komaki and Menzi. These goals will be valuable, especially at the end of the season in the event that teams are tied. Kung sino may goal difference, they'll prevail. Parang nagiging handicap na pabor ka.
Yeah, actually, mukhang magkakaganyan dahil magkakalapit talaga yung teams natin right now. So, it really will depend on goal difference. It just has to be that way. They're so close to each other at this point. Even the goal difference of Stallion and Kai FC are so close at this point. So, they just have to keep going at it. And that Harvey and the rest of Kaya, with Menzi, with Komaki, they just had that mentality that they had to score. They had to respect their opponent today.
And I think we do not get points for guessing who is the man of the match, right? As he is making his way to the grandstand. Also, a great performance when he did score against or pick up man of the match performance. A man of the match performance versus Manila Monte, because back then, Harvey Gayoso did deflect the credit and gave it to his teammates. And we could, of course, or we do know his humility. Or, sorry, check that. That was versus Don Bosco Garelli, mind you, as he is making his way now for our post-match interview. The moment man of the match, right? And we've been saying, or as they say, put the cherry on top, right? When you cap things off. Here we cap it off with our onion rings on top of everything. Thanks to our sponsor, right? Our lovely catering partner, 8 Cuts and the Moment Group. But it's not back to the drawing board of sorts for Tuloy FC, right? Because they displayed that style of play of theirs. They did not want to focus on their opponent, as Coach Takitomo said. They wanted to focus on themselves and see how they could establish their style of play versus a top team. And we could say they did that, right?
Yeah, and they did play in that manner that you said, because they did not play defensively. They took their chances when they were there, and they just went for it.
And we will take it over to Nina Alvia with Harvey, who's with Harvey Gayoso, our moment man of the match.
Here with me is the moment man of the match, Harvey Gayoso, with 7 spectacular goals. So you guys didn't have games for 3 weeks. And what was the mindset now coming in, and especially with those goals?
We wanted to win, of course. We wanted to start the momentum again. We did get a short break, but we wanted to begin again our run with what we can do, scoring as much as we can and making sure we keep a clean sheet. So we were able to apply that, and we were able to keep a good game the whole 90 minutes.
So you also mentioned that you guys have kept a clean sheet. So what would you say is the secret recipe for that?
Just being disciplined enough. We prepared well. We had, like I said, with the break, we were able to prepare for 2 weeks. So we were able to make sure all the mistakes that we've had in the previous game, we were able to fix. And we just needed to apply it and be disciplined in this game.
So Harvey, for you, you were called onto the national team. How does that make you feel?
It's always a blessing. It's always an honor to be able to play for my country. So I think the mindset here is very positive. It's very good, and I'm hoping to bring it towards playing for the country.
Thank you so much, Harvey, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Back to you.
There you go, Harvey Gayoso with 7 goals to his name, the moment man of the match, and our new top scorer dito sa Philippines Football League. And he mentioned clean sheet. So Walid Biru gets clean sheet number 5 right here. It's another one for Kaya again, but that does it for this game. Later on, we do have Manila Monte and Philippine Army FC squaring off, but that does it from our second match on this Wednesday at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. A big thank you in behalf of Direct Francis Opilio. This is Claro Manzano on call for this one alongside Belay Fernando, pitch side reporter Nina Alvia, and we'll catch you in the next one.
People always try to put me down on the ground, but I hate it, be jealous, 'cause I'm the right